everybody, what's happening? Friday afternoon, watching the markets close here. Thanks for tuning in to JEDIOSHI. Please, before we get started, like the video, please subscribe to the channel, support us, what we're doing here. We're trying to teach people how to read charts and think like traders. So let's dig into what's going on here and what you need to know for the weekend. We are watching equities bounce off the bottom. I'm watching a low time frame S&P versus Bitcoin top and bottom here, 5-minute chart. So just watching the consolidation here at the top, really am interested to see how this runs into close. If we close high on day, that'll be very bullish in my opinion. And I was actually expecting a little bit of a drop. I'll show you on the 1-hour chart on Bitcoin, a signal that I thought I had, but the bull might be too strong right now. So that's kind of a good sign. If we can close equities under strength, obviously this is actually a 6% bounce off the bottom. And if we can hold, this is consolidation at the top of the range, which is a bullish sign. If we can hold this, or if we can pop, and we have about 13 minutes to close here, but if we can hold this range and maybe close above it, I think that'll be a really bullish sign going into the weekend. It will be interesting because with as much risk as there is out there in the market, geopolitically and everything else, I'm kind of surprised that people want to hold risk into the weekend. But you're seeing it in the chart here, and with 10-13 minutes to go, you're seeing consolidation at the top of the range here on S&P, on equities, and then on Bitcoin. Again, we can zoom out, but this is a consolidation at the top of the range as well, and see it curling up. It's just really tracking, tick by tick, really tracking equities. So just watching that in the short time frame. But what do you need to know? Well, this is the overlay. If I zoom out to a daily time frame, you can see that equities bounce hard off the bottom, right? In yesterday's video, we talked about that. We said, look, we do have a bounce off the bottom. We do have big green candles, a big reversal day. However, we did not break out of trend. But today we got that, and today we actually have, or I have, in the JEDIOSHI system, daily long signals on Dow Jones, on S&P, and on Bitcoin. So you're seeing it all come back. So that's pretty exciting. We'll see what happens into the weekend, but it is nice to see some daily signals. And let me show you what I'm talking about. This is, well, that's the fractal. We'll get that in a second. But on Bitcoin low time frame, what I was looking at earlier today was expecting some sort of a relief, or kind of a sell-off, at least on equities and probably Bitcoin into the close. We're not quite getting that here. I had a signal on for a short entry. I'm going to show you what I'm thinking, what I was looking at here. This signal is short, and we got a candle close outside of it, but now we're fighting back. So if we can, this is the hourly. What I look at is, one of the things I look at is this EMA 8. If we can close above the 8, at least in the short time frame, that'll be a good sign for the bulls and a show of strength. So we'll have to see what happens here. But so we had RSI falling off the sledge. We had a breakdown of price trend. So we did have a break and break. That was a classic short signal in my book. I think the bulls might be just too strong yet to let this thing fade out. But if equities close under some sort of pressure and we go into the weekend, we might see a little brief pullback. So don't be surprised if we get a pullback. However, we are seeing strength here into equities close, which is good. So what do you need to know? Let's look at, I mentioned the kind of the daily signals. Let's start with Bitcoin. This is in the signal system. So our daily is above the 8. That's bullish. We are curling up. We saw this yesterday pop up on this candle, right? So we are up on RSI off the bottom. Our RSI on the daily currently sits at 45 based on my measurements. A couple long signals here on the bottom. And then we also broke this downtrend, right? So, there's a few ways you can draw it here, but when you get a confirmed candle outside of this line, a big bull wick here, confirmed candle, full body outside the line, and if we can close above the EMA 8, that's a great sign for us. That was the short signal. So basically, kind of a recap, we had, I think it was like that, long signal, short signal, long signal. So I think that as you build a base on the bottom here, it's not that surprising to see reversals. This, in the larger sense, would be a low. That'd be a higher low. And on wide divergence, so that is bullish on the longer term. So that's Bitcoin. Let me show you the signals on Dow Jones. I think I can get it here. Dow Jones Daily, here we go. This is a signal map actually built, but short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Let me show you the last one here. This is a break of this downtrend, break up of an RSI. We got an JEDIOSHI signal here in the bright green. That's a strong signal. And here we go. So I thought, honestly, today we'd come back and test this. But we didn't. I think we're closing high a day. Let me delete this to see what we can. That's pretty close to high on day. Remember the candle? I dropped this for you guys, and I'll have to dig it back out. But there's a name for this candle that has no wick. And it's a little bit of a rare. I'll have to research to see what it means and everything. But hey, that's bullish. This is Dow. We can look at S&P, but it looks bullish, guys. At least for foreseeable future. If you look at the average time on a daily signal, now this was short, but I would say the average time is 8 to 10 days. On average. But if we go back to grand theory, let's see what. And let me just blast all this map here, but what I'm looking at is now, whoops, let's bring it all the way down to here. Okay, so we're at the 382. So we will climb, if we can climb out, and maybe we are blowing off. Maybe this somehow, some way, right? Somehow, some way this blows off and we get, blow off tops in the markets. So how I would describe this is ABC, ABC. If it's complete, and it looks like we're getting confirmation that very well could be it. But like I said yesterday, the only way you can spot a top and a bottom is after you pass it, right? You can look for signs and signals, but the only way for sure that that the bottom is in or the top is in is after you pass it. So here was an A, B back to 702, and we put in a C leg down to here, and now we're climbing this fib ladder. So that's Dow. We looked at S&P, we looked at Bitcoin. Let's look at our fractal. Interesting. Yeah, we fell far below it. Oh, looks like, man, Bitcoin's climbing. Nice. Into close here. That's really strong. That's a good sign, guys. 7 minutes to close. Yeah, we dropped off the fractal. At this point, I would have said I'd kill off the fractal and we're doing something else, maybe a new low, maybe 33. We rallied hard up here. And so I think until we break the fractal, I think it's in play. So, you can adjust this and switch it to log and all that mess. But, basically just looking at structure from here to follow the fractal, basically what happens now is we probably go sideways maybe for a couple days, and maybe next week we get this. We start to get this for, say, our fractal 30 days of fun. And boy, oh boy, will that be great. We want to see alt separate. Look at that. Bitcoin is rallying here. Nice. Good. Nice sign here. Nice sign to see some if we can see some continuation upwards, that's really nice. What I was doing earlier was looking at total 3 versus Bitcoin, and when I shift this is the 5 minutes, so it's really high res. But if I shift this and get the zeros together at the bottom, there you go. We weren't seeing, a lot of separation or a lot of movement. Bitcoin is leading slightly off the bottom. Alts are playing catch up. So if this is the start of up only, which would be amazing, which would be, I think, great for us in our retrace. But if this is the start, we want to see Bitcoin move up, and we do want to see total 3 separate and start to outpace Bitcoin, as it's done in the past. In the last few months, we've looked at that in detail. Usually when after Bitcoin puts in a measured move and starts to say it puts in a measured move and then starts to consolidate, and then say it continues back up. It's usually in this period where alts will start to decouple. So it's not too concerning or anything. It's not too uncommon to see alts and Bitcoin move up together, and alts really not outpace. Alts will outpace at the consolidation points. So just want to watch that and see. But let's see, 4 minutes to close. Let's see how S&P is doing. Okay, cool. S&P's at top of range here, trying to break it. 4 minutes to close. Bitcoin got a nice candle here. Nice. We'll see how that works out. But for Bitcoin's next move, what I'm looking at would be, this is a 5-minute chart here, but what I am looking at is I want to clear this level and clear that level. And then this is an old wick high, so it's not, I mean, it's not that significant. There's not much there. But clear that, and we can move up again. 40K is a key level, so watch that. It is a support resistance psychological level. And there are some other levels to the upside that we're watching. Let me see if I can kind of spot those on this chart. But if we go to the 1 hour, kind of to do some more detailed analysis here. RSI was fading. I showed you guys that RSI was fading. We kind of broke support on trend. However, we are coming back. So, you know, we'll see. But I would say the support resistance levels to watch are here to break 39.7. So 39.7 is a nice level. If we can break that, we'll probably move up higher. Here's 40.5, key level to watch there. And then above 41 or so, I think, you know, basically you just draw your old support resistance levels at the old consolidation regions or pivots where you come down and pivot. And this is an obvious support resistance level. I would say that is, you know, this looks like an area, you know, so we're going to have to work our way up through the fib ladder and also through the support resistance zones. But as we, you know, as we watch, and if we play the fractal out again, then what I would expect for fractal play is something like, maybe it's a sideways weekend, or maybe we get surprised to the upside, that'd be great. But if we follow the fractal, we start to take off soon. And again, that would be very exciting. So that's what to watch for going into close. Equities under strength now. Daily signals on Dow, S&P, probably NASDAQ too, I'm sure. Bitcoin, we're all under daily long signals, which is a nice place to be for the longs. We'll watch Bitcoin move up. We'll see what happens on the weekend. And then if we play into the fractal and we keep playing, then that means, you know, there could be some really, really good big green days for us in the future. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend. Anything crazy happens, we'll do a video or something, but I'll be with you in the Telegram. And again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and send me a DM on Twitter if you'd like to join the Telegram. We're a community of people learning to read charts and think like traders. So, and it's a really good thing. So that's all I had. We'll see you later. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks again.